Hello, everybody. Let's chat today as I continue this unedited vlog style videos that seems to be liked by a lot of you guys. So today I wanted to chat with you guys because I just saw in the news this week that Stellantis, or the corporate mothership of Dodge, Chrysler, all of the companies that the vehicles we like, for those of you who like Mopars, and technically this car that we're riding in is a Mopar. It's an Alfa Romeo, and it's still owned by Stellantis. So that's what I want to discuss today. So the Alfa Romeo in the news today this week has said that the Quadrifoglio models, so this Stelvio Quadrifoglio and the Giulia Quadrifoglio, and for those of you who do not know, the Quadrifoglio models are the performance versions. They're the sportiest version of Alfa Romeo. So if you look at BMWs, they're like the M versions. If you look at the Dodge, they're the SRT version. If you look at Mercedes, they're the AMG version. So the Quadrifoglio is the performance, high horsepower version. For example, this one is a V6 twin turbo with 510 horsepower, 460 pounds of torque, I believe. But they had said in the news this week that this is the last year you can order these models, the Quadrifoglio version of Giulia and Stelvio. And you can no longer order them in the US. I think you can still order them in Italy or in Europe, but you can no longer order them in the US. Which means that my garage is occupied by two cars that you can no longer order new. It's insane. I didn't do it on purpose because I just like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. That's why I have one. And of course, you guys know I love that Hellcat. So now I have two cars in my garage that you can no longer order new in America. It's crazy to me that this is now what we are looking at in the 21st century, I guess, right? So we're in the 2024 year. So this next 10 years is not going to be cool for owners of performance cars, because now you can't order a Hellcat, you can't order an Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. If you've seen my previous videos, this car, for those who do not know what this car is, and mind you, there's a lot of people who don't know what this car is all about. This car is a sleeper. The way I would explain the performance, this car has extreme performance for an SUV. Like I said, I've never driven an SUV as light, as nimble, as telepathic steering, and as quick as this one. You will only understand what I'm talking about if you have driven one. And it's incredible, the experience that I have with this particular car. So it's sad that for people like me out there watching this video, we can no longer experience these cars in the future. If you don't have one right now, you better get one so that you just can experience it. Because for those people in the future, they can only avail of this in the used car market. If there's none, you cannot get a new one, which is terrible. Same as the Hellcat, right? The Hellcat, on the other hand, is just a rowdy car. In fact, I was reading in the forums yesterday that one guy sold his Hellcat and bought himself a BMW M4 CS. I mean, that's a fast performance car. But he says, compared to the Hellcat, it's boring. And this is coming from an owner of a BMW M4 CS. He said that the BMW is fast and precise and all these adjectives you can describe this BMW's M4 CS. But he said every time he drove his Hellcat, he's like purposely trying to go to jail. So put your head around that thought, right? That the Hellcat's so rowdy that when you drive it, it just makes you feel like you're going to jail every time. I mean, that encapsulates the Hellcat experience right there. You're not personally trying to go to jail, but the way the car performs, it's just a hooligan, as it is, without even trying. This car, on the other hand, the Stelvio Quadrifoglio, is just mind-boggling on the way it performs, because as you can see, this is an all-wheel drive SUV. It's still somewhat heavy, but not as heavy as most SUVs. But the way this thing drives is fantastic. You got to experience it to understand what I'm trying to share here. Accuracy of the steering, how light and nimble it feels, the sound of the engine. I just posted a modification of the exhaust that I did that's reversible. Check that video out if you want to understand what I'm talking about when it comes to sound. I will, sometime when it gets warmer, I will create a video where somebody is taking a video of me zooming around, from the outside, following the car, ahead of the car, things like that, so you guys can hear the sound of this twin turbo V6 engine. It's fantastic. I'm not particularly a V6 sound kind of guy, but this one is such a unique sound, and the upshift chainsaw, like the brrrp, and the downshift brrrp, it's something else. So I'm just kind of bummed that news was announced by Alfa Romeo, that you can no longer order the Quadrifoglio versions of the Giulia and Stelvio sometime in the future. This is the last year, and this EV craze is just taking away all the fun out of it all, right? Taking away the fun of it all. So I wanted to take the time and have this video out to give you guys that news and share with you my thoughts. Comment below what your thoughts about it, if you have any questions about the Hellcat or the Alfa Romeo. But I'm telling you, these two cars that I have both different personalities in the way they drive. I love driving them both because the Hellcat gives a different experience. This one gives a different experience. Mind you, they're both fast, right? Quick. But it's a totally different experience from the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio to the Hellcat. Totally different experience. So not just because this is an SUV and the other one is a car, not that. Experiencing the performance of both cars is totally different, which is incredible. Having the privilege and the blessing to own both of these cars, it's amazing. But if you are one of those people who are looking for an SUV that performs, your mind will always go to like the AMG GLC AMG GLC 65, right? Or maybe the BMW X5M, what have you. Or maybe the Audi, I don't know what the Audi Performance one is. But there's nothing that compares to this one. Or Jeep SRT or Trackhawk. The Trackhawk probably feels like a Hellcat. I've driven a Trackhawk. But the problem with the Trackhawk is like it just looks like any other Jeep Grand Cherokee out there. You gotta kind of really customize it to make it stand out. But this one stands out, just the way it looks. It's just so different. And it's just so unique. This is the only car in town that is like this. There's none in town. And we got plenty of nice cars here in town. Plenty. And this is the only one. That's how unique it is. So I'm blessed to be able to own this and experience the performance and everything that it gives to the driving experience, and also very blessed that to own a Hellcat for a different kind of experience. But it just bummed out that you cannot buy these cars new anymore if that's what you want. I mean, you can get them in the used market. So if you're wanting one, better get one now and experience the way I'm explaining this to you guys. So that's all I want to talk about today. We'll make another video sometime soon with some other car news or just my car thoughts. But today, I just wanted to share that with you. Comment below on what you think. Let me know. And thanks always for your support. See you later. Bye for now.